Grandstand on the far side of the court, on where the courts 5, 6, and 7 are located, is closed to the public today. We ask that everyone be seated in the grandstand behind the timekeeper's bench, adjacent to courts 1, 2, and 3. Spectators must also comply with all terms of admission, including provisions relating to security screening, intoxication, and items that are prohibited by law or restricted by policy from being brought into this venue. Any person who does not comply with spectator code of conduct or who otherwise causes a disturbance may be evicted from the venue and may be banned from attending future matches. This venue has security cameras operating throughout the day. We'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we work and live, and today we meet, socialise, and play and watch futsal whilst recognising their continuing connection and contribution to land, water, community and futsal. We are home to the oldest living civilization in the world, and today we always pay our respect to elders past and present. We play on the land of the Turrbal and Yagara nations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field Gold Coast Galaxy and Crusaders FC.
Act 2 of 2024 Grand Final Day is just moments away here at Nissan Arena, and we've got a battle of the Gold Coast to decide the champion of the F-League. It's the Premiers Gold Coast Galaxy taking on Crusaders FC in what promises to be a fascinating clash, especially with Crusaders looking to make it 2 Grand Final wins in the senior competitions today. James Coughlin here to bring you all the action on FQTV, and right by my side to help me out with some expert commentary is the one and only Ben Sharma. Ben,
wow.
Here we go again.
Good to be back, second time today, and what a cracking Grand Final it promises to be. Galaxy, new look team in 2024, taking the league by storm, minor premiers leading into it, taking on a Gold Coast Crusaders team who many thought would do very little this year and have done an awful lot. Still in the premiers race right until the end of the competition and looking ready to play a big role in upsetting Galaxy tonight.
Well, there were just 2 points between these sides during the regular season. The premiership was won by Galaxy on 28 points, 26 for Crusaders. Both sides have plenty of goals in them. Galaxy put 8 away in their semi-final victory, and the Crusaders were the highest scoring team this season. Is this going to be a case of last team to score wins?
Yes and no. Galaxy have been hit and miss with the composition of their team across the season. I think maybe 2 or 3 times they've had their full complement there, and one of those times was last week's semi-final against Elitewood, where they put that game to bed really early. However, nobody knows what to expect from Crusaders. They're relatively consistent on the court, and they will put goals away if they get the opportunity.
Indeed. All right, let's run through the lineups for both of these teams, and we'll start with Gold Coast Galaxy. Number 2, Sam Lowry. 3, Ronnie Carriera. 4, Reese Buick. 5, James Egeta. 7, Daniel Fogarty. 9, Dallas Dack. 11, Greg Giovanelli. 12, Jay White. 19, Ricardo De Silva. 50, Reza Bebahani. And 99, Alex Sandu. Meanwhile, for Crusaders FC, number 3, Ryan Haraway. 5, Ko Cardoso. 7, Saifullah Izer. 8, Jaden Sonta. 10, Harry Christie. 11, Keanu Crofts. 12, Harrison Layton. 24, Alfie Campbell. 37, Mitchell Rust. 99, Sam Wakeham. And also sneaking onto the team sheet, listed as number 31, is Dane Smith.
Yeah, the assistant coach for the Crusaders has snuck himself onto the team sheet. You can see him over there pacing around, chatting to the team prior, but he will be on the team list just in case.
Break glass in case of emergency. Although I have heard that some media managers in the NPL have put themselves on the team sheet as an assistant coach just to get on the bench for a big game.
Well, you know, what better place to be than courtside at Nissan Arena for the F-League Grand Final.
Not so much when it moves the goalkeeping coach to the media box anyway, but that's a story for another day. We've got the Crusaders going from right to left on your screen in their normal yellow and blue kit, which there has been plenty of around Nissan Arena today. The women took out the grand final over Sala time, 5-2 if you are just joining us. Meanwhile, it is Gold Coast Galaxy in their primarily orange strip with the stripes.
Yeah.
So thankfully, no kick clash today.
No kick clash. And so a lot of the youth and junior games we've been playing today on this court in particular. We started with the youth women this morning on the show court, which went to Crusaders over Sala. The youth men went to Ipswich over Sunshine Coast, and then the game that we just saw with the F-League women, Crusaders up over Sala time again.
All right, here we go. The men's F-League Grand Final in Queensland is underway.
2 former futsal roos out on the court for Galaxy, with Dan Fogarty in number 7 and Greg Giovanelli in number 11. Taroni on there as well in number 3. And
quick turnover has won by Dack, and he fires that one just wide. Early warning sign for Crusaders about how quickly any mistake can and will be punished.
Sam Wakeman with the long throw. That'll be a feature of today's men's game. Will be a lot of long throws into contests and looking for the incoming players to pick up.
Well, that one was travelling as it was caught by Haraway. And a few nervous smiles on the fans in behind that goal, who I think might have seen a few nervous flashes there.
Absolutely. Nothing like being courtside in a futsal game. Never know what's going to happen. Oh, a great ball from Giovanelli, trying to find Dack, who peeled off his player, but Wakeman's up to the challenge.
And those reflexes will have to be on in this match as Crusaders go there. A sliding challenge by Dack. He's heavily involved at both ends of the court in the first 80-odd seconds. Crusaders in possession on the halfway, looking for the through ball to pick out Christie.
And Galaxy have been transitioning really, really quickly into attack this season, but not so quickly in defence.
That was well saved by Sandu.
But if they do win a transition ball in defence, Galaxy, watch them break. They will break with pace and with people streaming towards both the back and front posts. off the ball.
So as mentioned in the introduction, just 2 points between these teams during the regular season.
And Gold Coast Crusaders, when they got a roll on during the season, they would put 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 on.
And chance
really
could be
quickly.
on here as it's played towards that far post as Fogarty looking to play either set up or maybe go for goal himself. It's that sort of 50-50 ball where you try to split the onion almost.
Absolutely, and he is the fastest in transition out of all of them. Oh, and Dak with a long-range shot. But Wakeham sliding out there just did enough to put Fogarty off that through.
Back heel picking out Christie is watched closely by a pair of Galaxy players, and the fake shot has got away from him as possession is regained by Crusaders, and the attempt from halfway from Haraway is still getting his radar tuned in. He's got on one high, one wide.
Well, much safer for the crowd when it goes wide rather than when it goes high.
No one in the box. Oh, turnover here, and a great save by Sandu to keep scores level. Has he denied? Say Fuller, Isa.
Yeah, Sandu, one of the better goalkeepers in the league as well. Two very good goalkeepers for
Got down with a
Galaxy.
Save there. Looks like that might have almost caught him in a sensitive area based on...
The first one, he's been grabbing there a lot.
Oh, that was...
Again, over the top.
Well, the fans are still sitting there.
They are.
That may be a subplot for today's match.
We'll see how they go at the other end. A little bit higher at the other end. Fans at both ends. A lot of movement from Galaxy. A lot of constant movement from both teams when they're on the ball. Oh,
and
the ball from
looking.
Dak.
All the ball was Greg Giovanelli.
Giovanelli there just didn't turn quick enough. If he had, he would have seen that the ball sat up. Would have had a shot with his left foot, I would imagine.
And that ball had, well, the whole of the ball had crossed the whole of the line as is.
Yeah, as is custom.
Yes.
Yes. Out here. Very cagey start from both teams, looking to hit on transitions in attack, although Galaxy have been better at building up play already in the game.
Cagey from everyone except Haraway, who's just been told shoot on sight.
That's right, and Lowry is on the court now for Galaxy, taking the spot of Fogarty.
Credited with 13 goals this season, Sam Lowry.
Excellent player. Well, that can be said probably about the entire complement of players that are on the court and in the game today anyway.
Turnover one by Isa, but gives it straight back to Corriera.
Taroni bringing a little bit of Brazilian flair. The number 3 from Galaxy.
No shortage of that in the F League.
There is no shortage of Brazilian talent floating around.
And coming on now for Crusaders is Jaden Sonta.
And
who had a pretty big say in the outcome of the semi-final over Sunshine Coast Waves. Sonta, 2 goals, including the winner with 1 second on the clock.
A little bit of interplay between Giovanelli and Fogarty before.
Isa from the angle
transition.
and makes no mistake. Say Fuller, Isa gets first blood in the grand final for Crusaders inside 6 minutes.
And Isa, he's picked up the loose ball that's bounced off Wakeham and just drifted diagonal across court. None of the Galaxy players challenged him, and he's hit it from the angle back across the face of Sandu into the corner and up for an early lead for Crusaders.
Oh, we did say there would be goals in this game. There's one.
There is one. A good goal it was as well.
And on the turn now, looking for an instant reply is Galaxy as Lowry has his shot blocked.
Again, most of the build-up play is happening from Galaxy, and it was an example of their excellent build-up play that created the opportunity that ended up transitioning quickly for Crusaders with the goal. Fogarty and Egatar on for Galaxy.
Goes for Egatar. Wide for Fogarty. And his pass can only find Christie. Lofted over the top from Wakeham. Kicking going away of Galaxy as Lowry takes it into the Crusaders half. Switch of play is just a little bit short of its intended target, and straight through the back was Egertar.
Smart play there from Christie. Held his body up, waited for the contact from Egertar before going down. Draws a foul in a promising attacking position for Crusaders.
That's just a bit of debate over where the contact might have occurred.
Yeah, well, in the attacking half, I believe Crusaders will be going.
So with the speed that these players operate at, it's never going to be millimetre perfect.
Absolutely not. Usually the watermark on the ground is a good indication.
He fires it in and it's blocked away by Giovanelli.
Still 2 unused subs on court players for Galaxy on the bench. A number of unused subs so far for Crusaders as well.
Cheap turnover is won by Egertar, but he can't pick out Lowry, who was storming in on Wakeham's goal.
Yeah, they just, again, when they get the ball, both teams look very, very threatening when they attack. It's how well they transition back in defence, which will be the key as the game moves on.
Glyn Boyd back on the bench as well for Crusaders.
The heart and soul of Crusaders Futsal Club.
With a number of the women's teams sticking around to watch this one as Sonta is on the ground, and that's just a word of warning for James Egertar. Another foul in the early stages.
Yeah, just the accumulation of fouls. Again, if we get to sixth foul for a team in a half of futsal, then it becomes they accumulate, and on the 6th foul, the opposition gets a 10-metre penalty. It was just one-on-one with the keeper from 10 metres out, and the keeper can come a little bit off his line for that.
Let's get the action going end to end. It's Galaxy's turn to go on the attack, and in an attempt to keep the ball in, Lowry
Ball was just a bit
late on his contact.
Reece Buick on for the first time for Galaxy over there, number 4. Number 24 is on for the first time for Crusaders. And
Wakeham had to get rid of that one very, very quickly.
It's a hard, quick press from Buick. And Christie and
a rare Buick that is known for its acceleration. Sorry, I had to get one reference in.
Campbell there in a physical challenge with Fogarty, and Fogarty ride the challenge enough to win himself a free kick partway down the court.
And the rotations continuing from both benches. Dallas Dack is back onto the court.
Well, Buick's got options left and right. He goes straight down the middle.
And a diving save by Wakeham.
And the defenders both went to the attacking options, which opened up a massive hole for Buick to shoot from. It didn't work. And
that one almost took out the scoreboard.
It's a hole at both ends of the court above the goal. Spectators not safe anywhere.
And I'm not sure if this picked up on the camera, but if it was just about a metre further to the right, that one actually would have gone out towards the cafe area outside here at Nissan Arena.
Through the pass-out door. Coming with a lot of physicality at the moment, Crusaders, trying to upset the rhythm of the Galaxy team. Oh, well intercepted.
Working so far, and amongst a trio of defenders, Dak gets his shot away, and Sonta sees the kick in. Is inside of the football. First time shot by Buick.
And every time Giovanelli is on a sideline picking up the ball as an Allah for a kick in, he's doing it quickly, trying to catch Crusaders off guard. Happened once or twice, but Crusaders starting to sit a little bit deeper when they're off the ball and out of possession.
Galaxy just... Oh, that was a...
hole in foot type moment.
Yes. And from a very tight angle, that one had gone over the sideline. Christie's shot.
He doesn't agree that it went over the sideline, and I'm almost with Christie there. Ball didn't look like the whole of the ball had gone across the whole of the line, but the referee's in a better position than I am for that.
Just a little bit closer. we won't get Robbie Slater out of hibernation to do the line of sight arguments.
Yeah, that's right. We've got Correa back on for Galaxy with Buick, Giovanali and Dak.
Sonta on the halfway line, goes to his left to find Kemble. Deflection finds its way to Christie. Here's Kemble from the byline, outside of the foot, trying to cut it back for Sonta. It's dealt with by Galaxy, and another almost no-look pass attempt by Galaxy leads to a turnover.
You're trying to
and
do
that
things
one
a bit too quickly at the moment, Galaxy.
They have, and that one definitely had gone over the sideline, so we're going to have a break.
Timeout.
A timeout, yes.
So each team is allowed one timeout for 1 minute per half.
It was Vinny Liete with the...
Vinny, the incoming Queensland men's coach as well. Worked for a long time in futsal, did a lot of stuff in northern New South Wales in Lismore with just futsal, and now makes his living on the Gold Coast with Gold Coast Galaxy in and around there.
Not a bad gig if you can get it.
No, absolutely not. He's very good at what he does, Mr. Vinny. Just like Glyn Boyd at Crusaders. Maybe getting a bit more movement, a bit calmer reactions and calmer actions from Galaxy. They have created a lot of space early with their movement, and they've just sort of gone away from it in the last minute or so.
It does also feel like this game has begun at such a quick pace. The players are almost starting to feel a little bit obligated to keep it going, when perhaps maybe just going at 85, 90% and just taking that extra half second for a thought might produce some more efficient passing.
Absolutely, and then accelerating when you need to, as opposed to just accelerating for accelerating's sake. But the composition of the players on court will dictate that as well. Giovanali and Fogarty are both off, so the transitions will be a little slower going out of defence into attack for Galaxy for the next little while, as we start to slowly work our way towards the stop clock. Again, for those who didn't join us in the earlier game, the last 5 minutes of each half in the F League in 2024 season, every time the ball goes out, the clock stops. And Dallas Dak looking to find members of the crowd behind the goal at the opposite end of the court.
And a little bit more of an angle, and that would have ended up in one of the bathrooms.
Just really exploring the whole arena here.
We're painting a full picture for our viewers.
That's right. Oh. Nice little takers from Vinny on the bench here. Good first touch, followed up with a second touch pass on target off the bench.
Now Galaxy searching for an opening in the Crusaders' defence as Kemble intercepts that. Now Christie driving towards the goal, got by one, can't get by the second defender, Lowry.
Got by the first defender, Dallas Dak, there with just his body work. Ball didn't stop moving. It was good last-ditch defending by Lowry.
5.5 minutes to go. We're almost at the stop clock moment, and a sliding challenge by Dak. That was a well-timed intervention.
Absolutely, and shot on target would have issued if that hadn't happened in the first place. Putting on a little bit of pressure here, Crusaders. Going to see what they can do. Ball stuck in one of the corporate boxes down there.
Including the in-stadium DJ in the far box.
Christie's looked threatening when he's got the ball at his feet.
He has. Harry Christie's been probably the busiest player on the court, at least for Crusaders thus far. But he's watched very closely by a pair of orange jerseys. Sliding Challenged by Buick.
The goal scorer is back on the court now for Crusaders.
So Christie cut back on his right, goes for the attempted back heel pass, but unable to pick out Cardoso.
We had the shot lined up on his left and then balked. Maybe fearing for the people behind the goal. Nice little through ball there from Buick, didn't come out. And quick transition again from Crusaders as they look to find some space down the court, which they have.
Over the top for Cardoso, looking to square it for Isa through the legs, and that's 2 for Saifullah Isa and 2 for Crusaders here in the first half.
What a delightful little chip from Christie in the backcourt over to a man in space down the right who was Cardoso, and he squares the ball up to Isa, who makes it 2-0 straight through the legs of Sandu, and Crusaders up 2-0.
Will the Premiers get knocked off here in this game?
That was a delightful little play there. It was a wonderful pass from Christie, who's been my pick for player of the game so far.
I'm almost getting sick of calling his name. He's been on the ball so much.
On the ball, off the ball, he's intercepting, he's getting himself in the right position. He's just in the play, and he's doing his job exceptionally well so far.
And, you know, perhaps a sign of encouragement for Gold Coast Galaxy as well. This season, Crusaders, they did have the best attack, but they were a little bit loose at the back. Second worst defence, 50 goals conceded during the regular season.
The first time Ipswich played them in the season, we were down 4-1 and ended up drawing the game 4-4. So
certainly plenty of potential for goals. Can we get one here from Dak as he
saying that, the opposite happened against Galaxy. We were up twice against them and lost.
Well,
so,
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Yeah,
but
so the form is there for both teams to be able to come back or hold on.
Ooh. Just over the crossbar. The shots are getting closer for Galaxy as they do start to find their range with 3.5 minutes to go in the first stanza.
And a lot of Galaxy will rely a lot on the excellent connection between Fogarty and Giovanali as the game goes on. They've played a lot of football and futsal together. They currently, 2024 saw them both at Broadbeach together. And they've been at Ipswich for the past 2 years at futsal, and they're down at Galaxy this year.
Here is Giovanelli. He scored a hat-trick, I beg your pardon, last week in that 8-4 win over Elite Foot in the semi-final. And a timeout has been called.
Yeah, by Crusaders, probably just getting them to slow them down, make sure they get their defensive structures right. Continually looking for the overlapping runners from Galaxy as they're behind now, so as they press towards trying to score a goal late in this first half to get some sort of parity back, there'll be lots of overlapping runners, lots of movement off the ball. It's up to Crusaders now to stay tight, make sure they pick up their runners and keep themselves between the ball and the goal.
And just as we saw in the women's final as well, it is easy for these teams to find ways through to create the chances as well. And it's just a case of taking your opportunities.
Absolutely. Taking opportunities is massive. At the moment, Crusaders have taken both theirs that have presented themselves, and Galaxy haven't, really. That's been the main difference. Galaxy have had the opportunities there, just haven't executed when the time has been there, when the moment's been there.
A couple of chances will likely ensue in the next 3 minutes, 19 seconds of play time. As you mentioned before, we will be in the stop clock period now. I almost said the stop clock era, but that feels like a bit of an overstatement.
Yeah, and like I said in the previous game, when we go to Nationals in 3 weeks' time, the youth men, the senior women and the senior men, the youth women's competition is part of the senior women's, will play a full stop clock. So 20 minutes of actual futsal game time with squads of 14. So they will get exhausted.
And it does test the concentration as well.
Absolutely.
With a change for Crusaders.
Ooh. Sneaky ball over the top from Wakeham there. Almost found the head of young Crofts.
Young Crofts just come into the game to give Cardoso a breather.
Crusaders fans up and cheering. A lot of them here today for the various youth grand finals and junior grand finals.
The top, and happy to let that one go behind is Sandu.
2:56 left on the clock here. And currently, Galaxy don't look like doing a lot when they're in possession.
They've really struggled to find that critical final ball through to create the chance against what has been a very well-organised Crusaders backline.
Well, absolutely. Every time there's a run through the centre of the court from a Galaxy player, the Crusaders players have tracked them. Even then, the ball goes to the wrong foot there of Dak onto his left foot. He has to stop and pivot. Crusaders player gets between the ball and
the last touch there was a judge to have come off. Isa. He have the 2 goals already.
Yeah, both very well taken goals. It's what you want from your target. You want them to finish those chances that the rest of the team create.
Oh, that was a very, very close moment for Gold Coast Galaxy.
The pace of Daniel Fogarty in and behind the defence there to get that ball so he could square it up.
And Dak has a very big frame, but it just wasn't quite big enough as he was stretching desperately to try and get that one up as Wakem
he
asked for a mop.
Left some of his big frame on the floor there.
I don't know how these guys and the girls earlier have any skin left on their knees with them lunging in.
Absolutely. Socks are up high a lot of the time here. But Fogarty is the key man here if they want to break those defensive lines. Giovinali rides some challenges, almost gets his way all the way through, doesn't win a free kick.
And another foul there by Egatar, straight through the back of Isa. And I think the question is being asked by Christie. That's 3 fouls now off the top of my head.
From Egatar, yeah, he has given away all of Galaxy's fouls so far. And as the sweat increases, the towel will be out more and more. The towel's going to be wetter than the floor very shortly.
Which at some point makes you think maybe fresh towel?
Fresh towel. Depends on who you ask.
Well,
Dane Smith has made an appearance on the court for Crusaders as towel boy. He's done a good job.
So he has got his involvement in the grand final.
It's just without a playing number.
Well,
don't have to do too much silly here, Crusaders. The opportunities will create themselves, will open up if they keep possession. The onus is entirely on Galaxy now to work their way back into the game.
And now, as we have more and more stoppages, it's a situation where concentration does become so much more important for both of these sets of players.
Absolutely. And with the stop clock, it gives Galaxy a chance to set up from all the set pieces.
And it could be a chance here. Giovinelli is denied by the block. Quick take it off the crossbar, and then the follow-up header from Fogarty can only find Wakem. And the chance could be on now at the other end. It's Crofts. Great save made by Sandu.
Oh, and Issei with the gentlest of pushes onto the back of Egatar, who goes down and wins his team a foul.
And this time it is Egatar receiving the foul rather than committing it.
Well, he's been involved in 4 of the 5 fouls so far in the game. When you're good at stuff,
well,
may as well.
It's one way to make sure that you are getting your name on the stat sheet.
That's great. Also, he is part of the reason Galaxy has started to work their way back into it. When they are in possession off a set piece, his movement has been very good in creating space.
Gets the ball straight back from the kick in. Back to goal is Fogarty, and
tried to roll it around to Egatar, but just didn't quite happen as quickly as it did in their heads with their feet.
And even though they do have the fans above them, it is still very heavy conditions.
You just see the shirt of Christie out there. It is
stuck to him.
It looks like it's painted on. They are, it is hot down there on the show court today.
It's almost like the jerseys at the 2011 Rugby World Cup where they needed 2 trainers to put them on any of the players.
Yes. Some space there. Galaxy starting to have a bit of success going around and
the chance from close range denied again by Wakem as Lowry was right there.
Egatar with
that was a coming together in the middle of the court, and 2 number 7s colliding.
Foul count up to 3-3 now. Fogarty having a running battle with the referee on the far side of the court. And
out it goes for the kick in. Crusaders perhaps looking to take advantage of the distraction. Carrera. Now Fogarty. And that was a push in the back from Christie.
Did it happen outside the circle or inside the circle?
It looked like it was just on the outside of the circle. And Fogarty, he just went back and gave Christie a shovel. Thankfully, no one doing anything as stupid as what happened in the cup final with the kicking the bench.
Not yet. The game is still young. But that is, yeah. Christie getting under the skin of Fogarty there. And Fogarty continually kicking Christie's gym pad out. Just trying to... A little bit of psychological warfare happening down on the court at the moment.
Pettiness is the best motivator in some areas.
Absolutely. Let's see what they do here. It's a very short 5 metres there from the referees, taking Crusaders boys back just a little bit more. Lots of options, though. Imagine they're going to go to Giovanali out wide. Fogarty running a block. That's where they go.
And saved by Wakeham again, getting down low. 34 seconds as this final minute drags on.
Oh.
And Fogarty was free.
Side to side, wide to Corio, wide to Giovanali, and the ball back through the middle just doesn't find the feet of Fogarty, who had opened himself up in front of goal with just the keeper in front of him.
And it looked like he was trying to hit that pass with enough conviction so that it reached Fogarty before there was any defender able to close him down.
Absolutely, and from that distance, Fogarty would have absolutely buried it. But the ball did just go behind him with 28 seconds left.
Kicking down the sideline, and Mitchell Rust.
Those sorts of half chances there from Rust. If he gets a shot on target there, swings the momentum and allows Crusaders to keep putting pressure on instead of having to defend their way out of the end of the half.
Blocked by Christie, and Haraway was lurking, and he goes straight through the back of Fogarty, and the yellow card is out for Ryan Haraway.
And that is the 5th foul. We'll see the referee make the signal of 5 fouls to the Crusaders bench, warning them if there is another foul, it will be their 6th foul and an accumulation of fouls. So the TK, the timekeeper there, the third official, has given the signal to the Crusaders bench. And the experience from this Galaxy team, even with 12 seconds left, we wouldn't put it past them trying to win that 6th foul.
Indeed. Well, Fogarty is getting heated, but it was all smiles between Isa and Vinny Liete, and the chance right at the death as Fogarty is denied again by Wakeham. How big is this Crusaders keeper standing?
That is why he is the Queensland goalkeeper for the upcoming Nationals. But the movement off the ball there from Galaxy, too hard for Crusaders to handle, and that's multiple times in the last minute of gameplay that Galaxy have had opportunities.
And the final second expires with a block shot. It has been frenetic, it's been heated at times, but it's been some high-quality futsal as well, Ben.
Absolutely. 2 goals to the good for Crusaders at halftime, and a little bit of heated exchange between Christie and Fogarty again as we go into halftime. It'll be the experience and gamesmanship of Galaxy that
and Dallas Dack is over there having words with Christie as well, so certainly plenty to follow in the second half, as Fogarty is still having to be calmed down by his teammates as he's getting ushered to the bench by Reza Debahani, just trying to keep his star man calm. Well,
what an explosive second half we are ready for. Both teams are going to come out fired up after that. Galaxy will be looking to draw as many fouls as they can, and Crusaders will be looking to make sure they stay as calm as possible.
All right, well, we're going to step away and have a little bit of a break. It is getting heated here at Nissan Arena. Crusaders 2-0 up over Galaxy in the F-League Grand Final. We'll be back after this.
how do I change the sound?
What's straight off?
Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Crusaders!
just a reminder to all spectators and supporters, there will be an official presentation of all medals and trophies from the FQ Academy Futsal League 1, FQ Youth Futsal League and F-League competitions starting at 3 p.m. here on South Court this afternoon.
All right, we are back for the second half of what has been an eventful F-League Men's Grand Final here at Nissan Arena. James Coughlin, Ben Sharma with you for the next 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, Ben. It's a delicately poised game.
Yeah, 2 goals is not a big lead in futsal and can change in a moment. A relatively quiet first half exploded at the end there with series of fouls against Galaxy by the Crusaders boys. Set the second half up to be, it'll either go 2 ways. It'll either be super fiery with red cards all over the place, or it'll settle down and a lot of very good futsal will be played.
And the 2 pivotal figures in that late first half explosion, Harry Christie and Daniel Fogarty, both out there.
opposite Allahs at the moment.
I'm sure that won't last for too long, though.
Absolutely not. They will rotate and come face to face sooner rather than later.
And if there is any lingering feeling after the conclusion of that first half, I wonder who's going to have spent the first half break just trying to settle themselves down.
Reza in goals now for Galaxy in the second half. He'll see out extra time as well if they go that far.
There's Babahani.
Very experienced goalkeeper who's been around and done everything in futsal.
And Ryan Haraway, the only player to be booked in the first half, continuing his shooting form by launching that one into the spectators behind.
Yeah, I was sitting behind the current Crusaders goal at half-time, telling them they need to probably keep an eye out for flying balls as Galaxy push to get some goals back this half.
Giovanelli almost running a screen for Fogarty to have the time and space to pick his pass.
Lots of movement there from Galaxy, but the defensive movement from Crusaders kept pushing them back down the court there and allowed them to safely set up their press through the centre of the court.
Over the top and just too far ahead of Lowry.
But again, that's where the space is on the court at the moment, is wide down the flanks, where Christie exploited it in the first half with the second goal from Crusaders.
And a turnover now for Haraway to blaze away, and Fogarty, the heavy touch as Christie lets that one run all the way back to Wakeham, who I lost count of the number of big saves he had in that first half, Sam Wakeham. Captain, and I think on the official team sheet he's listed as assistant coach, manager for both the men and the women.
And a very big part of their academy system as well is Sam Wakeham.
And ball still in as it's picked up by Crusaders from tight angle. It was Saifullah Isa who had the 2 goals in the first half that separate these sides. And yellow card coming out now for Reece Buick.
Yeah. Made the most of that, SA.
We could hear the scream from up here.
Right in front of the Galaxy bench, they were not happy with that. With the
awarding
of the free kick, certainly not with the yellow card. They thought it was all ball.
Well, from this angle, it did look like there was contact on the ball, but also a very strong connection of perhaps knee on knee.
Well, evasive action's evasive action, whether you get the ball or not. The referee deems it dangerous.
That was my nickname in high school, actually, evasive action.
Evasive action. It's a hell of a nickname. Oh,
pass from Christie on the follow-up.
His secondary touch did beat the keeper.
Christie.
A little pull back there. There'll be a rolling foul here called against Christie. And it'll be the first foul for Crusaders. So you'll see the referee will go pull it all the way back.
Bit of an instigator, Christie, isn't he?
He is a bit of an instigator. He's in everything. However, that's made him very effective in the game so far. And we're 4 minutes into the second half, and there's already 2 fouls on the board.
Every successful team needs that play. Oh, great effort there from
Lowry.
Lowry
Just drifted across. None of the Crusaders picked him up. So this is a keeper's ball. You cannot throw it from one goal to the other. It hasn't touched anybody and goes behind the end line, regardless of where. It will be a keeper's ball.
And behind it goes. But back to Christie, it almost feels like every successful team needs one of those players who would call the nickname Pest a compliment.
Absolutely. And he's doing his job really well out there, pest-wise, but also futsaling-wise. Created that second goal with a bit of vision down the side. Lots of last-ditch tackles. Everything going forward has Christie written all over it.
And Sefula is the main beneficiary of that so far, with the 2 goals coming in the 6th and 17th minute of the match, as Fogarty plays it straight into the midsection of Christie, and the heavy touch by Giovanelli.
Again, pushing up and just harassing the fixo there. Giovanelli was Christie, and he almost won the ball before Giovanelli's experience got him away. There'll be some movers from Dax and Buick up top here. They're jamming one side of the court at the moment. Fogarty opens up the far side of the court, and the idea was there, but the execution was not.
He was expecting Fogarty to make the run to the back post, but the lane didn't look like it was there. As it's
that's the speed of that's the speed of Fogarty. The lane never looks like it's there until it is, and usually Daniel Fogarty is standing in that lane when it's.
And that pace has served him well. We've got a loose shin pad on the court again, for this time off Christie, and
shin pad issues in the first half.
And
referee's going to have a chat with him, making sure he pulls his socks up over his shin pads. It's a bookable offence, having your shin pads exposed. Particularly dangerous in a game like futsal with the
close quarters and the heavy contact. Sonta on the far side, playing it back for Kemble. Last touch came off Isa. The FQPL season with Capalabar, Sefula Isa. And just like the women's final, no shortage of NPL and FQPL experience.
Maybe he enjoys yellow and blue. Gold Coast United or Capalabar, his only choices. Maybe Centenary.
Centenary feels like a run around in FQPL 3. That's it, yes. I wanted to say 3, but it had one of those mind blanks at the moment.
Oh, that's a lovely ball from Fogarty. Giovanelli not quite quick enough, and in the face of Wakeham.
And I'll give Fogarty credit. It does look like he has sort of leveled himself out a little bit. He's still talking quite a lot at certain points, but certainly looks like he's calmed down a little bit after needing to be escorted off the court by his teammates to close out the first half.
Just got to let his futsal do the talking, and when it does, it is sensational.
All chested down by Giovanelli from the angle, and he buries it into the side netting, and it's a lifeline for Gold Coast Galaxy. Game on at Nissan Arena.
Reza with the long ball to Giovanelli, who's just inside the circle, takes a touch off his chest onto his preferred right foot. The ball from Reza beat the fixo. Wakeham stuck on his line there. It's hard for the keeper at that distance. And the turn from Giovanelli, one-on-one, picks his spot, and it's 2-1. Game on in the second half.
And Isa getting himself involved with the lunging tackle to recollect possession, and diving save by Mahani.
Christie again with the shot from distance there, looking threatening when he's got the ball at his feet as well.
His shot is blocked almost instantly by Eggerter. It will be a corner which Campbell will come over to take.
Eventually. No rush at the moment, the Crusaders boys, just taking up as much of the non-stop clock time as they can.
Christie from range, passes up the shot, gets it back to Isa as he just rolls it back towards the halfway line.
Trying to find training activity.
And the ball did strike the hand of Isa, but I'm not sure that was enough to be a handball foul. That was enough for a foul, however, as Carrera was collected.
Went down well, and a towel is called out again. Tao is getting the biggest workout so far in the game. Galaxy looking to make sure that they back up that first goal with the next to make it 2-2. I think if Crusaders go out to 3-1, it's going to become a little bit more difficult for Galaxy.
It is a similar pattern to what we saw in the women's grand final as well, with Crusaders having the lead pulled back before getting an insurance goal, and no dramas there for Wakeham as he regathers. Sonta.
Oh, lovely touch there. Christie has played a lot of minutes in this game so far.
I'm not sure he's actually been on the bench so far. Ben is...
He may have just through a little bit in that first half, but a big engine to go along with all the other facets of his play, which have been excellent today as well. Bruce Buick found a little space down the left there.
Around Sonta, as here is Christie as he's three. Galaxy plays around, a beautiful turn. There's the equaliser. And what a way to draw level. It was Buick off the turn, and with the right-footed strike, nothing Wakeham could do about that.
A little bit of interplay and kerfuffle winning the ball back, Herrera and Lowry, and then the ball falls to the feet of Buick, who with his back to goal originally turns to Crusaders players, one-on-one with Wakeham, and pops it down past his left outreach end to make it 2-2. And I think Galaxy may start to run away with this game. All the momentum going their way at the moment.
They certainly have come out very strongly in this second half, and they've made their chances count. 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes has us level with 9 minutes on the clock at Nissan Arena.
And we'll see Crusaders start to speed things up when the ball is out of play at the moment.
Well, we did mention it in the first half as well. Crusaders, they have struggled a little bit defensively, and they've been found out twice by the premiers, Gold Coast Galaxy.
That's where Vinny does his best work at halftime. He's taken a very pumped up and cranky team into the sheds and brought them out as absolute gun futsal players yet again, like they have been the whole season. And it's shown over the first 12 minutes of this half.
And Crusaders now just have to find a way to wrestle back a little bit of control in this match. The ball is at the feet of Haraway. The Crusaders player currently riding a yellow card. Nodded away by Egerter.
Reflecting on that challenge in the first half, that was...
Oh, that one was on target from Haraway. He's finally got his radar tuned in, and it forced a great save out of Bebahani.
That was a very nasty challenge upon reflection in the first half, deep in that corner. Possibly could have been a red. But let's see what he does here. His left foot is going.
Christie with the driving shot as it's deflected behind, and we will give credit to the 2 referees as well. They've let this game flow as best as they can, tried not to bog it down too much as it's poked towards goal by Christie. Ooh. And Lowry has stolen a run here, and did that take a touch off Wakeham, or did it go wide?
No, the referee calls it for the keeper there. But quick transition, and Lowry was off like a flash. As soon as that ball started rolling toward Reza, he saw nothing else could happen and took off down the centre of the court. And Wakeham was up to the challenge that time and caused enough of a stir to get the ball from the...
And the throw as well, it had to be perfect as well, because there was Christie tracking back, and anything underneath would have wound up striking the Crusaders player.
Absolutely, and this is where, just like we saw in the women's game earlier, experience is the key here. Galaxy are chock full of experience and big game players. Let's see if that keeps them in good stead.
Haraway continuing his shoot on sight policy, which...
Well, scary for the people at the top, but...
and also perhaps a little bit for Bebahani as well after that last strike was destined for the top corner.
As they're getting closer to goal, they do look more threatening.
Fogarty. I should say, can he have in the next 6.5 minutes as Buick is tripped up. Here's Fogarty looking for some space, marked closely by Cardoso.
It's good defending there from the Crusaders, keeping both the two high Galaxy players with their back to goal, making them do something with it. Whilst they've got that happening, got their extra players coming in to try and pinch the ball off them.
And with the count almost expiring, nothing Crusaders can do other than just launch that one forward.
Absolutely.
Lowry and Dak back on the court after their brief breathers.
A lot of movement happening now on the Galaxy team when they're in possession. Starting to open Crusaders up. Looking just to get themselves one-on-one with the keeper again.
Deflected off Haraway.
Haven't been able to beat Wakeham with defenders in front of them at the moment. The only time they've beaten him when they've been one-on-one and able to choose their spot.
Dak couldn't be directed on target with the first time strike.
Good ball. Oh man, the athleticism of Fogarty.
Oh, to be that flexible.
Yeah, look. Back in the uni days, I'm sure.
Let's run with that.
It's good defending there from Fogarty. Won the ball back.
And he's
With Dak now, they just get dispossessed by Crusaders.
Cardoso gives past a challenge with the shot. Crusaders back in the lead with under 5 minutes to go. And it was an outside of the foot strike from Ko Cardoso, his 12th of the season.
We had a lot to do. He picked the ball up centre court there, and there was two Galaxy players between him and the goal. As he drifted further wide, they sort of just dropped off, and he got the ball with the outside of his foot past the face of Reza, and it is now 3-2 to Crusaders, who've come back without really the expectation that that would happen.
It was very much against the run of play. They didn't need a moment like that. Individual moment as Isa fires it off Bahani, and it was...
Didn't get back his 5 metres there, Isa. Lucky he didn't make a play at the ball. Would have been a yellow.
And Fogarty can't bend that one towards Wakeham's goal, but...
Now gamesmanship will be at its most. Stop clock time, 4:21 left.
Well, to paraphrase something Simon Hill said last night, it happens here as well.
It does indeed.
And a timeout has been called by Vinny Liete. And, well, again, Ben, let's get the coach's hat on. What are you saying if you're Vinny?
Well, if they're not going to go to a power play situation, which I'm not sure that they will, at this point, we just make sure we're moving when we've got the ball. Lots of movement off the ball. Every time they've moved off the ball, they've been able to create one-on-one situations with their defender. Once they've been able to beat that defender, they've done it twice. The second time was a bit more indicative of what they'd like, with Buick with his back to goal, beats his defender, then one-on-one with Wakeham. But again, if they can transition quickly, Razza's got the ball, he's got the pass with his throw to make sure he lands it in the right spot, and anything can happen from there. But
Razor Bebehan, his distribution this half has been superb as well, and the quick change of ends as well for those long throws could be pivotal here.
Absolutely. The transitions from defence to attack from the Galaxy are going to be the key to get them back into this game. However, Crusaders, who knows? They can sit deep and block, but that's not really how they've been playing. They've invited Galaxy on, and as soon as they win the ball, they transition quickly as well, much quicker than I was anticipating today.
And conversely, if you're Glenn Boyd, you've got the best attack in the F League. Are they the guys you're relying on to try and ice this game, knowing full well that you're going to come under plenty of pressure from Galaxy?
Well, we just saw then young Cardoza, from nothing really, dragging the ball wide and creating an opportunity that wasn't on until they got the ball at his feet. Oh yeah, we're playing power play now with Taroni, who's on the ball. One-on-one with the keeper.
And a good block is made there.
Absolutely, and Reza's going to go in between the goal and the bench very, very quickly. Power play is on, fifth man, as it is otherwise known. Carrera
Fogarty
over there. Oh, they created the opportunity, and the run from Dak was to the penalty spot instead of to the back post. That should have been 3-3.
That could very well have been, as just those last passes It's the pressure of the grand final as Dak tries to bring it under control. He's able to keep it in. And now Fogarty, can he get one back? And it's turned over again by Wakeham.
With the quick movement and the quick transitions from Galaxy have caught Crusaders out again. And Fogarty, 9 times out of 10, he would bury that.
And that was destined for the top corner as well. And Wakeham had to get the hand up to stop him there.
Carrera back on the court now. He'll transition between him and Reza very quickly. You won't see Carrera go back to goal unless they really need to.
Giovanelli, as
Creeping
he put
forward
that
there.
one just
He'll go straight to the sideline. Reza's back. Giovanelli, again, they're just looking for the player at the back post, and it's just not quite happening at the moment.
At this point, you start maybe thinking about just putting the shot on goal as Sonta will have his shot blocked.
There's enough time with the stop clock to keep drawing the defenders out to the back post to create that opportunity eventually anyway.
And if you do still have the player running for the back post, so if you shoot it at the goalkeeper, perhaps there's a rebound, something you can
Absolutely
take advantage of.
And you'll see the referees really, particularly for the team that plays the power play, there'll be a referee that sit right on the goal line at the far end to make sure any long shots going the other way are picked up to see if they cross the line.
And that one goes wide of the near post as Isa is looking for his hat-trick.
Oh, what a ball.
Beautiful ball as Buick tries to go through Wakeham, but captain of Crusaders says no. Isa is, well, he was knocked to the ground, but stays on the ball, and the second attempt from Giovanelli leads to a free kick.
Excellent body work there from Isa. Didn't win the foul initially, kept the ball, rode that first challenge, and then won the foul the second time round.
I'm not sure off that first challenge if there was a whistle he would have heard it. He was just trying to make sure he was between the defender and the ball as Christie will ricochet that one off Buick. Long ball looking for Isa, and it's just too tall. Bebahani will roll it short. Giovanelli sends it behind.
That is a foul there from
It
Christie.
is.
Excellent work from Buick.
And he's going to talk himself into a booking.
Referee saying it was Christie's 4th foul of the game.
I'll trust the count on that. He has had a couple.
Either that or he's just stretching his hand. But does take the foul count to 3-2. Another avenue potentially for Galaxy back into this game.
Fogarty squares it and denied by the foot of Wakeham as Buick trying to sneak it in at the near post.
They are finding space playing the 5th man at the moment.
And it's there at the back post.
Again.
And that came off the hand of Buick as it went over the byline. And I think he'll just say much of muchness. Goal kick.
Absolutely. Putting a lot of pressure on there with their 5th man play at the moment, Galaxy.
And just launching it towards the corner for Isa. And
it is coming a bit more patience and it'll happen potentially, but Crusaders riding their luck at the moment.
And still with 2 players very high up on the court.
And now Carrera
a run there for Carrera.
He's ghosted in behind whilst they were concentrating on the high players.
Buick and Carrera waiting on the byline as the ball doesn't reach them. Fogarty, 2 minutes remaining on the clock. Carrera. Let's try to go through, and there's the equaliser out of nothing off the volley. Dallas Dak.
Carrera played the ball down to him originally. He tried to cut it back to Carrera on the ground. The ricochet from Wakeham pops up into the air, and Dak had enough wits about him to smack it in off the angle, off a high volley, and it is 3 goals apiece.
And of course, there was going to be late drama in the grand final, and it had to be Dallas Dak, the leading goal scorer for Galaxy this season. And he rocketed that one straight past Wakeham. And I think it hit the back of the net before anyone knew anything about it.
Well, it was in his sweet spot. Wakeham was down, and so there the opportunity presented himself. Wakeham's done such a good job, but it's hard to get back up once you go down with the split save. He just couldn't do it that time around. The defence didn't react. The only person that reacted was Dallas Dak, and it was to Galaxy's advantage. Crusaders had a timeout called for the next out. They weren't expecting it to be a goal, and so they've had to play it anyway.
But, well, that might actually work out well for them, though, because it could also just give them a chance to say, all right, guys, I know that sucks, but now it's time for us to find a way to reset. We can still win this game. Only have to look back as far as last week when it was Sonta scoring with 1 second left.
Oh, absolutely, against Sunshine Coast, and they were not in that game until they won it last week in the semi-final.
3-3, 1 minute 57 still to play. Going off the clock on the scoreboard at either end of Nissan Arena.
All experience on the court now for Galaxy.
And the Premiers complete the comeback as Christie just got a little check on the way through for that run as Haraway play back to Wakeham as Easer is given a shoulder check by Fogarty.
Unceremoniously checked by Fogarty.
Well, this time Fogarty is smiling, so no malice in that one. I think that was a gamesmanship challenge.
Absolutely. 3 fouls apiece with 1:38 left. If it is extra time, then the fouls will carry over into the 5 minutes each way of extra time.
Which is why maintaining a cool head will be so important for these players. Speaking of which,
unhappy with the little roll away there from Sonta.
And our Galaxy preparing for another power play. Carrera is up on the bench, and just as I was saying that, he's sat himself back down. Fogarty on the turn towards the byline, blocked by Sonta, and Fogarty did kick the outstretched arm of Sam Wakeham as that one will sting.
High foot there. That won't count towards the fouls, an indirect free kick. So indirect free kick for the high foot, despite the fact that he did catch. Oh, no, he's called it a foul now. So upon reflection, he has changed his mind to a direct free kick. That will go to the foul count, the accumulated foul count for Galaxy.
And all he could really do is go for the ball. He's probably thinking, I'm going to win the grand final with that challenge.
Oh, absolutely, and who knows what Daniel Fogarty do. He can stretch, he can move.
Those hamstrings are working overtime at the moment.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a foul.
That's going to...
And that'll be a yellow card for SA.
So third Crusaders player into the book.
And with a minute left, neither team is going to give their opposition a sniff. They'll defend and defend and
Power
defend.
play time now for Galaxy.
Carrera.
Sorry, Ben, just as Carrera has come on and taken up station in the Crusaders half. Here he is on the ball now.
Risky play, but they are certainly up to the challenge here, Galaxy.
I won't pull a line from the Waterboy and say last game of the year, Brent. Can't hold anything
Oh,
back. Off the post, and it's in. Oh, late drama, 45 seconds to go. Dallas Dack off the rebound.
Reece Buick picks the ball up, creeping towards goal, has his shot, hit the back post. It beats Wakeham. It beats the rest of the Crusaders defenders. And again, the second time in a row, the only person that reacted was Dallas Dack. And this time, it puts Galaxy ahead 4-3 with 45 seconds remaining.
And Harry Christie has donned the power play shirt now. So the comeback is complete from Galaxy, and they could be on here for the insurance. Of course, it is Daniel Fogarty from range.
Was it going to be anybody else to ice the game with 38 seconds left? Dan Fogarty picks the ball up off an errant pass from the Crusaders from number 3, and nobody in goal for Crusaders. Picks it off to an open net. It is Gold Coast Galaxy 5, Crusaders 3, with 30 seconds remaining on the clock.
3 goals in 90 seconds from Galaxy might just help them complete the double here. 20 seconds to go on the clock. It would be the miracle of all miracles for Crusaders, and it might just be their final chance has gone there as it's gone over the sideline. And Galaxy, will they just see out the game now as Fogarty just plays it up the sideline?
9 seconds left. If Galaxy get the ball, they will hold on to it, just roll it out, set their defence. They're in no rush to do anything.
Christie calling for the ball on halfway. Sizing up his options. He's got no avenue to shoot.
They have to
He'll
go
try
here.
again, and it's blocked away by Buick. He has been massive in this second half. The shot goes wide. The comeback is complete. It's Galaxy's day. Galaxy season. They've done the double with the latest of late shows. Dallas Stack with the brace in the 38th and 39th minute. And Daniel Fogarty seals it with the late goal with 45 seconds to go. And what a comeback, Ben.
It was always on the cards at halftime. Crusaders have been so strong through the season, through the first half of each game, fallen away a little bit in the second half, and Galaxy the complete opposite, and that's how it played out today. Galaxy sensational in that second half. They put a lot of the gamesmanship stuff to bed at halftime and came out and played futsal beyond that. It took the third goal from Crusaders to really spark the game into life and going ahead for the second time in the game. And then we saw what Galaxy really could do, and they went out and did it, and they did it really, really well. Dallas Stack, with his quick reaction 2 times off the same sort of play in very quick succession, killed the game off, and deserved winners in the end.
It is, and spare a moment for Crusaders as they are applauded by their very strong travelling contingent. They were phenomenal for 38 and a half minutes, but against the Premiers, it just wasn't enough. And well, there is the man of the match in my mind going forward is Vinny Liete, because whatever he said at half-time just worked wonders for his team.
Sensational coach, Vinny Liete, has been for a long, long time, and he proved it today. He was able to take a team that was struggling with their emotions, struggling with their futsal at half-time, turn them around to absolutely dominate that second half, and in the end, there was only really one team that wanted to win it, and that was Galaxy.
Certainly. Well, Crusaders did try to win it, perhaps to their own detriment. They were chasing that fourth goal, and it left them so open at the back. So a quick recap of the scorers here. It was Fuller Isa with 2 goals in the first half. And then in the second half, it all came to life. Greg Giovanelli got things started in the 28th minute. And then Reese Buick 3 minutes later. Cardoso pulled Crusaders back into the lead in the 36th minute. And then all hell broke loose. It was Dak in the 38th, Dak in the 39th, and then Fogarty from range with the open net, and he made no mistake. So final score for the final time from Nissan Arena. Gold Coast Galaxy 5, Crusaders 3. Galaxy complete the double. Ben, final thoughts on what has been an enthralling day of action?
Not just the day, but the whole F-League season, men and women across the board, the Academy League season and the youth season. Football Queensland have done a wonderful job putting together these competitions. Hard-fought finals across the board today, hard-fought semi-finals last week, and capped off by a sensational men's final which came to life at the end of both halves in stoppage time. Bodes well for football and futsal in Queensland for the near future.
Certainly so, and well, there's only a very brief Christmas break as well before everyone's off to Melbourne.
Yeah, on the 7th of January we fly down, and so if you want to watch the NFC, the National Futsal Championships from Melbourne, lots of the people who you've seen today on the court from both the men and the women, as well as the juniors floating around the place, will be taking part in that in Melbourne at Parklands Futsal Centre.
Certainly. Well, that is going to be it from Nissan Arena. We're going to step away here now, but finally, Ben, I just want to say a big thank you for your help today and for your work during the season. It's been another phenomenal campaign in 2024, and well, hopefully on to bigger and better things in 2025 for you personally and futsal as well.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. And we should also say thank you very much for your company watching these matches as well. We've got to broadcast it for somebody, and that is what we have the audience for. We're pleased to have your company. So I'm James Coughlin for Ben Sharma and for the entire F-League. Thank you very much for your company. Enjoy whatever Christmas break you have. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in 2025 as we get set for another big year here in the Sunshine State.
Okay, we're just getting ready to do our presentation this afternoon. In preparation for our presentation, what we're after is all the teams that competed in the grand finals today, or were premiers. We're going to be marshalling all the teams over in the top corner over there. So what we're wanting is on the court will be the under 12 boys. If we can get the under 12 boys that played earlier this morning, the under 12 boys, champions and runners-up and premiers on the court. You can also get the under 13 girls on the court, and then the rest of the teams, if you can start marshalling up the top corner, and this will be the order that we marshal in. So up the top we'll have under 13 boys, followed by under 14 boys, then under 15 girls, under 15 boys, under 16 boys, under 17 girls, then the youth women, the youth men, and then the open women and the open men. So all we need on the court at the moment is the under 12 boys and the under 13 girls marshalled out to the side. All the remaining teams need to go up the top. There are also no parents or spectators on the centre court. The way it'll work this afternoon is we'll be doing the presentation of medals and trophies. They will come up here, get their photo. They probably will have your back to you because of the branding, and then they will come down to the media board and you can take photos there. At the conclusion of the ceremony, we will be moving the media board to the top. So while we're packing up, you can have photos with your trophies and your medals on the media board up on the top deck up there, but that will not be until the conclusion of the awards ceremony. We'll try and get through this fairly quickly and have the awards completed by about 4 o'clock, 4:15. So just a reminder to all the parents that are here, when they come out for the photo, they will have a photo taken in front of these feathers. They will have their back to you. They will then move to the media board. You're more than welcome to take photos. Please do not come on the centre court. And then at the conclusion of this ceremony, the media board will be moved up to the top there for you guys to take more photos if you like. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Football Queensland, I'd like to welcome everyone to our grand final day. It's been an amazing day. First time we've been able to hold all of our grand finals all under one roof. We've had 3 different competitions today compete. The FQ Academy Futsal League 1 from under 12s to under 16s. We've had the FQ Youth Futsal League this morning, and we finished off the day with the F League Men's and Women's Grand Finals this afternoon. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we work and live, and today we meet, socialise, play and watch futsal whilst recognising their continuing connection and contribution to land, water, community and futsal. We are home to the oldest living civilisation in the world, and today, as always, we pay respect to elders past and present. Today we played on the land of Turrbal and the other nations. I'm going to keep it brief because I know it's been a big day for everyone. I do want to thank everyone from all the clubs, the players, the parents and the supporters for coming out today. It's been an absolute spectacle of futsal. When we look at the finals series right across, not just today, but even last weekend with the semi-finals and some competitions having quarter-finals, it's heartening to know that futsal in Queensland is in an amazing position at the moment. Our competitions are competitive, and we're about to send 14 teams to the National Futsal Championships to Melbourne in early January, and we're hoping for big things there again, because we know that by having the best competitions in Australia, our athletes are heading to Melbourne in the top of their game. They're coming off a 14-plus season, and they played knockout futsal right from the beginning, be it state titles, be it semi-finals last weekend and grand finals this weekend. So congratulations to everyone, and thank you for the ongoing support that we have for futsal in Queensland. We're on a trajectory of growth here. It's only going to get bigger, and ultimately, as I keep saying to all the clubs, it's up to us. There's no magic bullet. There's no magic wand that will make this game bigger and better other than us ourselves turning up every week, supporting ourselves, supporting our athletes, and supporting the other clubs when we're in a situation that maybe we don't make a grand final or final series. So congratulations to everyone. Obviously, the game isn't able to be played unless we have match officials, and they're going to be our first presentation today. We've had an amazing crew all year. You've got to remember that when we play at Nissan Arena in the centralised rounds, we have 4 different leagues playing all under one roof every weekend, or most weekends here. We had a round on the Sunshine Coast, which we will hopefully have again next year, and we also had a round on the Gold Coast. We're also looking to include teams from out of Brisbane area, with teams travelling from Toowoomba next year as part of our league, and hopefully we may even see teams back in the what was the old SEQ league from Bundaberg for the Wildcats. Without our referees, the game doesn't prosper. Today we've only got a subset, but these guys represent the entire crew that we've had throughout the year. So if the referees, would you like to come up and receive a medal for your participation in today's finals? Who are our match officials? Okay, the first age group we're bringing up this afternoon is our under 12 boys. This final was played between the Premiers, Phoenix FC and River City Futsal. And the runners-up this year in the under 12 boys goes to River City Futsal. Under 12 boys. Our under 12 boys runners-up is River City Futsal. And our premiers and champions today goes to Phoenix FC. Coming up, Phoenix. Next group coming up is the under-13 girls. And in the under-13 girls, the premiers were Phoenix FC, and the runners-up this year were Crusaders. Coming up, Crusaders, well done, girls. Our 13 girls runners-up this year goes to Crusaders FC. And their under 13 girls premiers and champions goes to Phoenix FC. Under 13 girls champions and premiers this year goes to Phoenix FC. Congratulations, Phoenix FC. Our next age group that will be coming up is the 13 boys. And again here we had Phoenix FC as the premiers, and they played in the grand final against Crusaders, with Crusaders coming out as runners-up. Congratulations, Crusaders. Come on up.
You made room for me.
Now 2024 under 13 boys runners-up this year goes to Crusaders. Congratulations, Crusaders FC.
I thought they won. Yeah, I know, that's what I said. Did it go to pins or something?
And our under 13 boys premiers and champions this year goes to Phoenix FC. Congratulations. Our under 13 boys premiers and champions this year goes to Phoenix FC. Congratulations, Phoenix FC. In our under 14 age group this year, we had the Crusaders, who came out as premiers, and today played against Phoenix in the grand final, and Phoenix were the runners-up. Phoenix aren't here this afternoon to collect their medals, so we'll invite up the under 14 boys from Crusaders as premiers and champions. Congratulations, Crusaders. Congratulations to our under 14 boys, champions and premiers, Crusaders FC. In the under 15 girls, this year's premiers were River City Futsal, and today they were runners-up. So we invite River City Futsal to come and get their runners-up medals and their premiers medals. Congratulations to our under 15 girls premiers and runners-up today, River City Futsal. And the grand final winners today, the under 15 girls and champions goes to Sarlatine. And our under 15 girls champions today is Sarlatine. Congratulations, girls. The next age group coming up is our under 15 boys. Crusaders were the premiers this year and played against River City today, with River City coming out as the runners-up. So under 15 boys runners-up, River City. Come on up. Our under 15 boys runners-up was River City. Congratulations. And our under 15 boys premiers and champions, Crusaders FC. Today they played River City in the grand final and were also runners-up. So we invite Ipswich Futsal as premiers and runners-up to come up and grab their medals and trophy.
Who's it? Just Skylar? Scotland. She left already? Wow. I'll give it to Glenn. I'll give it to Glenn. No, I think we're not. I don't know. I don't think so. Oh.
Our under 16 boys premiers and runners-up today, Ipswich Futsal. Congratulations. And this year's champions in the under 16 boys is River City Futsal. Our next age group to be presented their trophies and medals are the under 17 girls. Under 17 girls, premiers this year were Crusaders FC, and today they ran out victors against Wave in the grand final. Unfortunately, Wave aren't here to collect their runners-up medals, so we'll invite Crusaders to come up and pick up their champions and premiers medals and trophies. Our under 17 girls champions and premiers, Crusaders FC. As we know this year, there's a bit of a restructure of our league, so that was the last of the FQ Futsal Academy League 1 teams. We had a new competition this year, which was the youth competition run on a Sunday, and the next age group we're bringing up is the youth women. The premiers in the youth women were Summertime, and today they played Crusaders in the grand final and came out as runners-up. So we're going to invite Summertime up to collect their premiers and runners-up medals and trophy. to Crusaders FC. Congratulations, Crusaders. This year's Youth Women Champions goes to Crusaders FC. Okay, in our next age group is our youth men. The premiers for the youth men were Sunshine Coast Wave Whites. Unfortunately, they're not here to pick up their premiers medals. And today's grand final was played between Ipswich Futsal and Sunshine Coast Wave Navy, who also aren't here to collect their runners-up medals. So we're going to invite Ipswich up to pick up your champions medals and trophy. Congratulations, Ipswich Futsal. Okay, now we move on to the F League. And what an amazing season of F League it was. We had the men's F League where we got down to the last round and 7 teams could make the final series. And today's game in the women's was as close as they come. So it's been an amazing season of F League. It continues to get stronger every year. We do move into one more final season of the current format of F League before we move to an expanded league and we go to full international court, 20-minute stop clock in 2 years' time. So some exciting things happening. And also at the end of the 2026 championships, we hope to be playing in the very first national F League final series, where the top 2 teams from the F League, Prison F League, will qualify. Before we do the premiers and runners-up for the women, we have some Golden Boot awards to give out. This year's Golden Boot for the women is shared between 2 players. The 2 players winning the F League Golden Boot is Annabelle Gibson. I'm not sure that she's here. Holly Burns Fenn from Galaxy. With the F League women this year, Crusaders FC were the premiers, winning it. The premiership with several rounds still to go. Today, Crusaders took on Salatime in the grand final, and Salatime were runners-up. So congratulations, Salatime, on an amazing season. Come up and get your runners-up medals. congratulations to our women's F-League runners-up, Salatime. And our F-League women's premiers and champions, and the juggernaut of women's futsal, winning this title now 4 years in a row, goes to Crusaders FC. Congratulations. Congratulations to Crusaders FC, F-League Women's Champions and Premiers for 2024. And now we move on to the final category, the F-League Opens Men's. Before we do that, we'll be awarding the Golden Boot, and this year's Golden Boot goes to Ryan Jones. Is Ryan here? Come on down, Ryan. I forgot to mention that Ryan is from River City Futsal.
What the hell? He had a horn?
And what a crazy season it was for the F-League men's competition. So tight for so long, but a bit of consistency in the end there. Gold Coast Galaxy were the premiers, and today took on Crusaders in the grand final. Looked like Crusaders had it in the bag until the dying minutes of the game. Runners up this year for the F-League men goes to Crusaders. Well played, boys. Congratulations.
JJ! Good job, JJ! Yeah, JJ! Yeah, JJ!
Yeah, let's go. Dave, how can you have so many medals?
Go in here.
Congratulations to the Crusaders men as runners-up for the men's F-League this year. And this year's F-League men's premiers and champions goes to Gold Coast Galaxy. Come on up. Congratulations to our F-League men's, F-League men's premiers and champions, Gold Coast Galaxy. Congratulations. We'd like to thank everyone for their attendance today. That is the final day of the season. We do have the Premier League men's and women's continuing in after January, but we hope everyone has a safe Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And we look forward to seeing everyone back in 2025. Congratulations, everyone.